Hi everyone. In just about a week, we are going to be sitting at our seders, surrounded by our families, and we are going to fulfill the obligation stated to us in Sefer Shemot, "Veigadet lebincha bayom hahu lemor, ba'avur ze asa Hashem li betzeti mimitzrayim," and you will tell your children on that day what Hashem did for me when I came out of Egypt. Now, when we begin to fulfill this obligation, what's interesting is that we don't start with telling a story. We start with encouraging others and encouraging the children to ask questions. Why would that be? If our obligation is to tell everybody what happened to us at Yetziat Mitzrayim, at the Exodus, so why wouldn't we start with a story? Why do we start with the asking of questions? And we don't have to think too hard to realize why this is. If questions are encouraged, it reflects a more engaged, a deeper level of learning, a learning experience that perhaps the learner can more easily relate to. And that learning experience is made more personal as a result, and it becomes more significant to that person. But there's an interesting halacha that when a person is doing his seder alone, that individual has to also start with questions, and he has to ask the questions to himself. Now, why would that be? If there's nobody to ask the questions to, or nobody to ask the questions to him, so why shouldn't a story suffice? The answer perhaps can be found later on in the Haggadah. B'chol dor vador chayav adam leharot et atzmo ke'ilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim. In each and every generation, every individual has to view himself as if he came out of Egypt. This teaches us that Yetziat Mitzrayim, the Exodus, needs to remain personal and important and relevant to each and every individual. We also have the obligation to ask questions and to keep learning and to keep Yetziat Mitzrayim personal and relevant to us. That we too were freed from slavery and we were blessed as a result with becoming Ovdei Hashem and Hashem's nation. And when our children see us asking questions ourselves and continuing our learning and deepening our own knowledge, what better way to model the desire to know about Yetziat Mitzrayim to them? When they see that it's important to us, that in and of itself will pique their interest, and it will enable and empower them to ask their own questions. So they too will understand the relevance and importance of these events to us as a nation, and this information will become personally relevant to them and significant to them and to their lives. So, in the merit of our learning and our teaching Yetziat Mitzrayim, may we merit Geulah, redemption once again, L'Shana Haba'a B'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. Chag Sameach.